Disclaimer, this video was made before episode 9 of Daredevil Born Again. Spoiler alert if you have not yet caught up on the show. Everybody and their mama was hyped for the long-awaited Disney's take on Daredevil Born Again, a brand new show taking place after the events of Endgame. I'm assuming Charlie Cox and the whole gang would be coming back to tell their story once more. But 8 episodes later, and I'm quite disappointed by the direction this show took. Now look, I could care less if a show is Emmy material or not. For Daredevil, however, I will not expect anything less than the masterpiece of Season 3. I mean, honestly, this show is great and is a fun watch, but it is way too slow at times, while speeding up like a Hellcat at other times. For example, it took 2 episodes for the whole White Tiger case to finish, but it took 1 episode to find out Vanessa had Foggy killed. Like, why are you prioritizing a court case over the biggest plot point in the show? Not to mention, you kill bro off immediately. Then fine, I get it, plot, and to make us understand Fisk and his whole vendetta, while Matt gets pushed to return back to his mantle. But dog, I don't care about this, fam. Just show me some more hallway fights. Like, I understand this obsession nowadays to create more side plots and stories for a better show and a greater understanding, but bro, literally all 14 episodes of Season 3 were just following the main plot, and it created one of the best seasons of all time. So, did we really need this whole stretching and milking side stories? Also, what is it with Fisk? I genuinely hate that he is all peace and not my old ways. Like, bro, shut up and just turn bad already. God damn, they make this Fisk hard to like. Bro is a cuck. He's staying with the woman that cheated and stole his company. And then in the last 3 episodes, they finally show him return to the rage and violence. Jeez, took them long enough. Look, I already know a bunch of people are going to be screaming about you have a low attention span and side plots are character development. But bro, this is not even a season. At the rate that Disney is telling bro's story, it seems like they made 1 season and then stretched it into 2. Which is fine when it's a movie, but not a show, man. At least give this season a plot. Not a main one, but rather a plot that builds up and tells a story. Like, why the hell did we get an entire episode on a bank robbery? Like, bro, this is not Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You are supposed to show a story. Now, hold on a second. I know there is a bigger plot cooking, and I love it. But I feel as though they could have focused on that more than just an entire episode to show a bank get robbed. For example, maybe show us a little more Karen, or maybe dive deeper in Matt's religious connection. You know, the huge character attribute that was also a huge plot point in Season 3, while Matt hasn't even returned to see his church or his mom. Like, where did all this go? This was all a key factor that made Matt and Daredevil so human, so passionate and amazing. Don't worry, we got random cases though, yippee! Also, we are missing just one thing, one key big plot factor that made Matt's Daredevil so great. And honestly, I could get an entire episode of Matt Murdock in this key factor. So Disney, if you were listening, give us more hallway fights. Alright, I'm done with that now. But my big concern is the lack of fighting in this season. I just feel like everything is either boring drama or CGI fights. And look, we do get some heat, some S-tier fights like the Matt against Dex in episode 1, or my favorite, the Matt against Muse in episode 7. But there is nothing else. And while I do appreciate the show for its drama, big plot, and amazing cinematography, I just feel like this is more of a drama show rather than Daredevil. I think Disney is making something great and is cooking well, but it is lacking what Daredevil was so good about in the first place. The raw emotions, the raw fights, the focus on story, the hallways, the religious conflict, and the darkness. Though we get a lot of darkness in episode 1 and 8. Finally, let me just talk about some stuff that I liked in this show so far. 1, I love the corruption and gangster part of Fisk's story when he gains more power. I always love when Fisk is shown as a realistic mafia boss, and it's just great that they show him even better in this season. Secondly, I loved the raw power of Matt, since he got rusty with controlling himself. This has really elevated the violence and the emotions, which I'm all here for. Third thing is Poindexter. I love this guy. And this show made him even better. I don't know how he gets better, how he became such a good villain, but man, he's just incredible in episode 8, and I love it. I also love this whole dynamic that Point is obsessed with being the greatest villain for Matt. You know, like the dialogue, you would defend your greatest enemy, and then Matt defends Fisk. Like, I feel like this is going to be a plot point next season. Last thing I loved about this show was when Netflix guys got to direct it. What I mean is episode 1 and episode 8 were directed by the OGs, and you can feel the darkness. You can feel the emotion, the plot, the beauty. So, this is my take on Daredevil Born Again up until episode 8. And yes, I know my take may be wrong for most, which I also know I might change because there's a reason why my takes are never good. But I hope this video inspires more to come out and fight for what we really need. Hallway fights.